Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Morningstar here. If you're new, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you also hit that notification bell so that way anytime I put up a video, you guys are notified. And if you're not new, hey guys. So it's been a very long time since I posted a video, and I have a real good excuse. I know I say this in every video that I'm gonna be consistent, but I really have a really good excuse this time. Like, I went to school to get my certification for makeup. I wanted to just expand my portfolio, do more than just beauty makeup. I wanted to learn how to do special effects, learn how to do makeup for print and bridal, and the list goes on. So I thought, why not come back with a Halloween makeup video? It's the month of October, it's Halloween. So let's get started. So I honestly don't know what I'm going for. Honestly, I'm just going to let my creative juices flow. So I'm gonna start by cleansing my skin with this witch hazel. I like to do this to prep the skin, to remove all the oils and dirt, especially because I have oily skin. But it's also a good skin prep for when you're putting prosthetics on, so that the glue, the Prozade adhesive, can stick better. So I'm gonna block my eyebrows and I'm just brushing the hairs up, and then I'm gonna take the stick glue from Staples. I could use Prozade cream, but I'd rather use glue, just be an easier cleaning process. And I'm just gonna rub that glue back and forth and then brush all of my eyebrow hairs up. And I'm just going to set it with some Ben 9 Nutri-Set powder. You can also use a powder that is your complexion, but I just chose to use a Nutri-Set. I don't know, I just love this Ben 9 powder. So I'm gonna color correct my brows. I'm going in with the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and it's the orange corrector. And I'm using orange to cancel out my brows because they're dark. I'm definitely gonna do a video on color theory. It's so important in the makeup world. But so I'm just using that to just block out the brows, and then I'm going to set it with some Ben 9 Nutri-Set powder. And I noticed that my brows were still peeking through, of course, because it's dark. So I'm gonna go in again with the orange corrector and then set it again with some powder. I'm going in with this Makeup Designery Color FX Wheel, and I'm gonna take the blue shade actually, and I'm going to apply that over the orange because blue cancels out orange according to the color theory wheel. And just an FYI, ladies, gentlemen, if you have any foundation that is too orange for your skin, you could just add a little bit of blue. If you have some blue adjusters, I highly recommend having some color adjusters. But yeah, you just add a little bit of blue to the foundation, to the orange foundation, and it will just kind of tone it down a little bit so that it's not too orangey. And of course, I'm going to set it with some powder. So I'm going in with my Black Opal True Complexion. This is their foundation stick in Truly Topaz. And as you can see, I'm like, maybe I should just put this on a palette and then just use a sponge. But so I'm just going to cover that blue. I could have added the blue with the foundation just to skip an extra step, but hey, it is what it is. And I'm also gonna add some powder to set that. So I'm taking this alien nose prosthetic that I had left over from school. I have so many prosthetics left over. But anyway, I'm just putting it on my nose, just trying it on, seeing how it fits and seeing if I need to adjust it. And I'm going to take a medicine cup and add some Prozade cream and some water. And I like to do this because I am going to be taking this off right away. Now, if I wanted this to last all day, I would just apply Prozade cream, but the water kind of dilutes it a little bit so that it's easier to take it off if you're just having it on for an hour or two. So I'm applying the Prozade cream down the middle of my nose, and I just like to work that way. I like to work from the middle and work my way out. And I'm just going to dry it a little bit with my blow dryer. And once it's dry, I'll stick on the nose and press it in, and then from there, I'll just start applying the Prozade cream around the perimeter and dry it. I don't really show me blow drying it, but you'll see it here. But after that, every time I apply the Prozade cream, I'm definitely blow drying it before I lay the prosthetic down. I just kind of cut that part out of me blow drying because I'm like, it's gonna waste time and I'm not trying to have this video way too long. But so like you can see, I'm just
Again, applying it around the perimeter, making sure I'm not getting that in my eye. Be careful, guys, if you're going to be applying prosthetics, not to get it in your eye. Trust me, it's not a good sight, not a good thing, I mean. But anyway, so yeah, just drying it, placing it on. Definitely be careful with your edges. I did kind of get some of my edges fold under, and I was being lazy. I didn't feel like using the alcohol to kind of like fix it. But like if you're on set, you definitely want to fix it. But because this is just for social media, I'm like, I could fix it. And I'll show you later in the video how I fix the edges. So I'm just drying any glue that's on the surface, and then I'm just going to take some Ben Nye setting powder, and I'm just going to powder it. Always make sure that you powder once you apply your prosthetic. It just helps with the stickiness. So the same thing I did with the nose, I'm going to do with the cheeks. I'm just going to see like where I want to place it, and then apply the Prose cream. And also you can outline the prosthetic with powder, and then just put Prose cream inside that outline powder. That can make it easier for you, but I just like doing it this way. So once I blow dried it a little dry, I'm just sticking the cheek prosthetic on my cheek. And the same thing with my nose. I'm going to go around the perimeter, apply some Prose cream, try it, and then stick it down, and making sure that my edges doesn't fold under. So I'm doing the same exact thing I did with the nose. I'm having a little dance break. I look so like different with these prosthetics on now. It's crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna go in with some Prose cream. Same thing that I used to put the prosthetics on, but this is just a cream version. And I'm gonna use this to kind of just go over those edges that flipped under, which I would call aka a speed bump. So I'm just like going over those edges just so that it's a smooth transition from prosthetic to my skin. I'm going to dry it a little bit, and then I'm going to cut this sponge to kind of create like little bumps, and I'm going to stipple it so it could create kind of like pore texture so that it's not as smooth, so you don't like notice it when I paint over it. So I'm going in with my rubber mask grease paint. These are like the best things to paint your foam latex with. So those are the colors that I'm using, and I created a base, a highlight, and a shadow color. And I started off with a sponge, but I was like, you know what, let me use a brush because I would be able to get like the whole face covered faster. So I'm pretty much just applying this on, and then I'm using a smaller brush to get into like areas that the big brush couldn't get into, like under my eyes and all that other good stuff. So I'm going to dry it and then set it with some powder. Like I said before, you always want to set it with powder in between each colors. And also I put these contacts on off camera, and I also thinned out the rubber grease paint with alcohol, just the base color. So for highlight, I'm not going to thin it out with alcohol. I'm going to use a technique called dry brushing, and I'm just going to dip my brush in maybe with like 10% of the product, and I'm just going to lightly brush over all the high points. This would be the highlighter, so you know the points that the sun will see when the light hits it. You want that to kind of just pop. So yeah, I'm just doing a dry brushing technique and going over all my high points. So think of like highlight and contour, pretty much the same thing. And now I'm going to use the contour shade, and I'm going to thin that out with alcohol, and I'm just going to go in a little bit. I'm not going to contour everything because I don't really need to. So yeah. So I'm just adding a little black just to deepen the eyes a little bit more. I kind of want to give this a little bit of an evil kind of sinister look. So I'm outlining my lips with black, and I kind of want to give like that messy lipstick kind of look, like a Joker, because I want this, like again, this character to look really sinister, evil, as if like they snatch souls. So I'm just adding a little black in the nose to make it look a little more shallow in there, and then I'm also going to add some contour to my neck. So going in with my mud alcohol palette, I am just going to splatter some black and some red and some yellows just to create like some textures and break up the highlight and contour on the neck a little bit. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you subscribe, and I will be back with another video, I promise.